think that attitude and work ethic is more important than experience as far as a production PA is concerned, because PAs are always learning, and until they become ADs or go to another apartment, they're always going to have less experience than they will after the next job. But if they have the kind of back that everything rolls off of, if they work their ass off even when you don't ask them to do stuff, they're still out there doing stuff. And if people like them, that's golden. That's the best kind of production assistant to have. And they get hired back often, and they're not production assistants long, because they are the ones that move up quickly or move into another department, which also often happens.
Yeah, because we talked in class about, like, there's no whining, there's no complaining, there's no, you have to have a smile all the time, and you're going to be remembered for that. And because, as you were saying, if negative people just makes it toxic. It's like a virus that spreads, and it can undermine the whole collaboration.
And when you're first starting and you don't have credits, it is hard, and they're going to see that as a negative. Why should I hire you when for the same $200 a day I can get a guy who's done 7 shows? And you have to find something about you that you are unshakable about knowing is an asset. They didn't want to take me into the training program. I went into the same training program as Regina, and they told me to my face they didn't want to take me because I'm 5'2" and little, and they didn't think I could take it.
The leadership thing.
Yeah, the leadership thing, and physically. They're like, well, can you work 16 hours a day? And my first creation in this world of who I was a dancer. So that translates into I'm a professional athlete. So I could draw on that, put it into my heart and soul, and turn around and go, of course I can work 16 hours a day, I'm an athlete. And it makes them think of you differently. And so, when you don't have experience, there are, things, I'm really good at following direction. People do like me. I can handle difficult people because I did it at McDonald's. I've done a retail job where the customers were just horrible, and I found out I'm good at it.
I'm going to ask each one of you 2 attributes of yourself. Like if someone had to describe you, and let's say, when you started out as an artist, what would be the 2 attributes that would describe you that others would say about you and that you believed yourself? Because you were talking about how to pitch yourself, right? How to promote yourself, and have those changed.
Actually, I think 2 attributes have stuck with me, and that people would have said early on is that I'm positively passionate about what I do, and I'm relentless. And I what I've chosen to do for a living is the hardest job in the world, I think, in some ways. It's you have to learn so many things and be okay with learning things constantly. And you hear a lot of no's, like a lot. And to stay positively passionate about what you do is sort of a gift. My wife is a university professor. She's tenured. She's nice and comfy. She'll have the same job until she chooses not to have that job for whatever reason. And I have bounced from project to project to try and get things done, and company to company to get things done. And she's okay with that as a partner because she sees the hard work and passion and relentlessness of what I do. And I think others see that. If my own wife sees that, I think that's what others see in me as well. And I love it. I could not get up and do anything else every day. I've tried to put on a corporate tie. I've tried to do all that. I'm an artist. And I'm an artist. I'm better when I'm covered in paint, and I'm better when I'm sweating, like I said early on. And I'm better when I'm learning something on the fly. I'm very quick study. And I won't stop until it's done. And I see it through. I see it
Seeing
through.
it through, that's a really
I see it
important
through.
point, yeah.
And I won't stop. If it took every dime I had and I'm in the ditch on my knees and I'm bloodied, I won't stop. I'm relentless. So, and those things have stuck. And frankly, it's made a good life for me. So, and I don't count success. We all have probably slightly different versions of success for ourselves, and that's okay. I think everybody does. But success, in my mind, is being able to do every day what I love to do, and having that make a difference in the world. And I've seen it make a difference in the world. I've actually been present when it's made a difference in the world. It's been a gift. So I wouldn't stop doing it. So those two attributes go through all of that.
That's great.
I have a feeling this is going to be a very similar theme throughout. Because the first things that popped in, like early on, I think people would have described me as passionate. The passion has shifted. It's not like, yes, I love Food and Wine Festival. Actually, I do kind of like that one. But like, yes, Mad Tea Party. What? I mean, yes, Captain America photo location meet and greets. It doesn't matter what the project is. I'm going to figure out the best way to do it and gather the best team, get the best people on board, knock down obstacles. That's the driven part. I spend a lot of time removing obstacles. My job is to say, when someone says no, is to say, cool, and we're going to do it anyway. So, you talked about the wall. It was like, I don't see a wall. I see an opportunity for C4. I'm like, there's a wall. Okay, is there a door? No. Is there a window? No. Can I go over it, under it, around it? Can I call in an airstrike? Can I go through it? C4 and det cord will get me a lot of things done. Wall? It's like the Matrix. There's no spoon, All kidding aside, whatever the content is, whatever the problems are, I want to pull those roadblocks away. And I'm very passionate. I would say I'm still passionate, but I'm more passionate about my teams now. Now, for the record, I do believe in the Disney product, because it's not from the corporate perspective, because whether it's feature animation, coming to enjoy one of the shows that I've worked on, buying a churro or a turkey leg, going on an attraction, having that stuffed whatever your favorite character is, that's not the Disney product. The Disney product is that family got to spend that time together and hang out. And then they have that shared experience of, hey, we really did enjoy the new version of Jungle Book. Or, Captain America is a badass. Or, whatever it was, they have that shared experience. And for me, that's how I navigate the corporate world, because the corporate world sucks. Hate it. And I have to say all sorts of fun things like let's make sure that we manage that person's expectations. So I'm passionate about getting my team in the right place at the right time, getting the right tools and materials in their hands so they can do the job that they do best, because they're really good at it, as it turns out. That's why they're in 504. That's why they're doing what they're doing. And then managing expectations of my leadership and working with the rest of the production team to get our executives, who sometimes are in Glendale, sometimes are in Shanghai, sometimes are in Paris, sometimes are in Hong Kong or Tokyo, and they're flying in jet lagged. Wait, what show is this? What problem? They don't know the back story of how we got to where we're at, and they just go, "Why is it green?" You're like, "Oh my god!" Because especially when you're starting off, you don't have 12 successes and a couple of missteps. You got nothing. So you need to be awesome every day, every time, and look back at the end of your career and realize, oh, I had more successes than failures. But you can't ever rest on your laurels.
My two things would have to be being fun and being a perfectionist. I mean, when I started out in the business, being fun was being charming, was trying to get the people I was interviewing with to like me. I didn't at that time have a lot to talk about as far as experience and all was concerned. But if I could manage to make them feel like I was a person they would like to have around, then I had a choice. I mean, I had a chance of getting the job. In the latter parts of my career, that fun translated into being able to make a 14 or 16 or 20-hour day something we could get through, something that the guys would go for because they know that I would always be there for them when somebody was ready to have some humor. We didn't want to take ourselves too seriously because it was hard work anyway. So we just tried to enjoy it even while we were working. And then the perfectionist aspect is, the part of the job that I loved was the problem solving. It's actually three things. So I love the problem solving, but then I'm the kind of person that unless something is perfection, it's not correct. And in making a movie, that's really important because the lines are very close together. So I think that's what got me through. Being willing to stay in there until I had solved all the problems well, and being able to make my crew happy to do it, even at the hardest times. I've been in the middle of a forest in knee-high grasses in Lithuania in pouring rain, and nobody knew what we were going to do. There was nothing we could do but stand there and get drenched. But I had to make them think that we had a plan and that we would get out of it and we'd get our work done. And in fact, we did. Now, luckily, you always have the office back there working their asses off trying to figure out a plan for you, too. It's not just one person on the set as far as production is concerned. But the crew is really ready to give up if they don't see somebody that can lead them down the line. And I found I could do that pretty well.
And give them vodka later.
Exactly. They went for that too well.
Best use of potatoes yet.
Yeah, good use of potatoes. Barbara.
Well, yeah, the first thing I thought of even before you spoke was she never gives up.
Oh, me?
No, well,
Oh.
none of us.
Oh, yeah.
But if someone had been describing me early in my career
Uh-huh.
and describing me now, that would be a key,
Oh,
thing.
Yeah, they're relentless. They're
Yeah.
never giving up. Yeah.
She does it, and it also means when it's the 18th hour, you are still hustling just as hard as you were when you had enough sleep. You just not slacking off. And like Regina said, in the movie business, there is no such thing as close enough. No such thing. So when people are hard on you and expect perfection, it's because nothing else works. So no rounded corners, none of that stuff. I have a unique other one, which is that people have always talked about me as she's stronger than she looks. And in my situation, that is an important characteristic. And I had it then and I have it now.
But don't forget the fun, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's right.
The
She's right.
being mischievous, the making people laugh, you have no idea how important that is on a set. And if you can also prove that you can do a good job, you are invaluable. Because the film business, everybody in the film business, all those people making all that money, all take themselves too seriously. And so if you can not take yourself so seriously, then I think you can go, people will appreciate that. And what I have found is that the people that continue to hire me at the end of my career are the people that are the easiest to work with. The folks that don't have the bad moods, who are not into chastising people at every move. People who enjoy life also. That's the kind of contacts that I have fortunately managed to surround myself with. And you'll be happier if you do too.